Welcome to the She Found Motherhood podcast. We thought we'd put together something a little special for the holiday seasons. We've got a 3-part series podcast on the top 5 gifts to gift your pregnant person in your life, the postpartum person in your life, and of course, your sweet little baby, i.e., their parents. We've got some physical products and we've got some courses that we love, both for ourselves and to suggest to our patients. So, hope you find these helpful and happy holiday season.
Welcome to the She Found Motherhood podcast. We are doctors Sarah and Alicia, maternity physicians and moms who have been through it all. We want to empower you with knowledge so you can have the best pregnancy, birth, and postpartum experience you can.
She Found Health and She Found Motherhood is meant for general medical information only. The content of this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. This information does not apply to every situation. If you have questions or if you've received different advice, please contact your healthcare provider. Always seek the advice of your physician or another qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. The views expressed by She Found Health and She Found Motherhood and our guests are not representative of any of the institutions with which we are affiliated. Some of our podcast episodes are sponsored so that we can keep getting great info out there to you, our listeners. We only partner with companies that we truly believe in. Some of our links and suggestions may be affiliates, and we would appreciate you using them to help fund this important work. Now let's get to it.
Well, Alicia, here we are, coming up to the holiday giving season, and you may be pregnant, and if that is the case, send this podcast to all your friends and family. Or you may have a friend who is pregnant. If so, listen up. We have some great gift ideas that you can give. Now, some of these you can wrap under the tree, and we also have a few course recommendations for you, depending on what you like.
So, first of all, let's talk books. Who doesn't love a good book? Well, I choose to listen to my books on Audible, and I just downloaded books and listened to them while walking the dog, cleaning up, or commuting to work. So we have a few recommendations to offer up. All of these can be found in our Amazon store, which we will link in the show notes below, but feel free to support your local bookstore if that is how you prefer to spend your money. If you plan far enough in advance, I'm sure they can order them in for you if they don't already have them available in stock. So our first recommendation are 3 books, all by the same person, Emily Oster. So we love this human. She's actually a professor of economics at Brown University and took a deep dive into the evidence behind all of the advice pregnant people are given. She was frustrated with the misinformation she was given during her first pregnancy, and so started debunking myths that continued to be spread. If you like data and easy to understand but evidence-based guidance, her series of books are for you. Her first book is called Expecting Better: Why the Conventional Pregnancy Wisdom is Wrong, and What You Really Need to Know. So this covers everything from alcohol to prenatal screening, which is an ever-changing field, so not sure how up-to-date her book is on that. She also covers labor induction, home birth, pain relief, and labor. Her next book was Crib Sheet: A Data-Driven Guide to Better, More Relaxed Parenting from Birth to Preschool. So those toddler years. So some of the topics that she covers include breastfeeding and sleep training and potty training, things that we all had questions about in that stage of our life. And then last but not least is The Family Firm, and this is focusing on how to make decisions for your children and your family, and more from a traditional business management point of view than from the kind of sleep deprived, overwhelmed state that most of us parent in.
I haven't heard that one. I'm totally going to get it.
Yeah, me too, except my kids, I was reading this, I was like, oh, my kids are past that point of making those good, responsible decisions for them. But still,
hopefully there's still
good education. But I've read the first one and it's great.
Another book we love is What No One Tells You: A Guide to Your Emotions from Pregnancy to Motherhood by Doctors Alexander Sachs and Catherine Berndorf. These are 2 psychiatrists who've cared for pregnant and newly parenting people for 30 years. They bring their expertise to their book, discussing how new mothers and new parents can feel less guilt and more self-esteem, less isolation and more kinship, less resentment and more intimacy, less exhaustion and more pleasure, and learn other tips to navigate the ups and downs of this exciting but demanding time. So now that you have some light bedside reading, we need to talk about sleep, and you will see this is a common theme in our gifting recommendations. As anyone who's ever been pregnant knows, sleep can be really challenging when you're pregnant. You often wake up frequently needing to pee, your legs can get restless, and oftentimes when we lay down to sleep, your baby wakes up to party. But regardless, one of the biggest challenges people face is just how to get comfortable. Now, I wasn't smart enough to get a great sleeping pillow, but we have a great suggestion for you. The Meiz, M-E-I-Z, pregnancy sleep pillow is amazing. It has come recommended by so many of our patients when asked what sleep pillow they prefer the most. We've got this linked on our Amazon page below for easy finding for you or the pregnant person in your life.
And Maze and Amazing both have the same sounds in them.
Ooh. There's no, what's that called when it's not like coincidence there? There's no coincidence there. We still have mama brain word finding difficulty.
So now that you've had a good night's sleep, it's time to focus on learning. We are huge fans of being prepared for your childbirth and postpartum experience, and also on getting this information in an easy and accessible way. For this reason, we created the Pregnancy to Parenthood Masterclass. This is an online course that you can watch when you want, where you want, and as often as you want. Watch it with your partner or support person, or watch it on your own. The other amazing thing that we want to make sure you all know about is that we have some great bonus material in our course. We have a module by Dr. Pip Houghton from Making Mama Well on how to prepare yourself for the mood changes and challenges in the postpartum period. Happy Healthy Eaters have given us the first module of their amazing Starting Solids course, discussing when to start solids and how to do it. Melissa DeSaules from Mummy Berries helped guide us through some of the healing exercises that you use in those first few days to weeks after birth, regardless of the type of delivery. And last but not least, Jeanette Yee from Ask Jeanette helps out with those of you who've had a cesarean section and talks all about scar massage, when to start, why it's important, and how to do it. What an amazing
Oh my
bonus.
gosh, that's amazing.
It really.
Honestly, I didn't know how many. Alicia's been sort of behind the scenes gathering some extra info for you guys.
We got some really smart friends.
Yeah.
So, as a pre-Christmas gift, we want to offer you 25% off our Pregnancy to Parenthood Masterclass or our Newborn Sleep 101 course with the discount code CHRISTMAS. CHRISTMAS. Yes, I know the T is silent, but I didn't want you to misspell it. Discount code CHRISTMAS. So, you can buy this for a friend and send it to them as well.
Yeah, you totally can. Okay, so we've talked about some of our favorite books, sleep pillow, our amazing course. Let's talk about getting pampered. Who doesn't like to be pampered? I know I do. And our nesting boxes are just what you need to do this for the pregnant person in your life. We have 2 boxes, the 3rd trimester box, which is really great for any stage of pregnancy, and the 4th trimester box, intended for use right after birth. These have some amazing products sourced from women-owned companies and with ethical business practices. The feedback we have had around these boxes has been so positive. You can find the link to our nesting boxes in the show notes below, and you can see all the amazing products that come in the boxes on our website.
So last but not least, probably the biggest questions we get asked are, especially at the beginning of pregnancy, around nutrition. So we all know that food is medicine, and what we put in our body really impacts how we feel. So we have a few suggestions for you around nutrition. Yes, I know we've already covered books, but here are a couple more. Lily Nichols is a registered dietitian with 2 really great books out there. The first is Real Food for Pregnancy. She tells us what foods we should be eating and why. And like Emily Oster, has done a deep dive into the evidence. For those people who have been diagnosed with gestational diabetes, she also has a book just for you, Real Food for Gestational Diabetes. Both of these are linked in our Amazon shop. And if you're like me and reading is not your jam, I really just don't have time to do it, then check out an amazing course by our friend and colleague Noelle from At Nourish Beginnings Pregnancy. She has put together a comprehensive nutrition course for pregnancy, all the way through the postpartum period, and actually has a special module on gestational diabetes as well. So she's given our listeners 20% off with the code SFH20, and we'll link the course in the show notes below. So there you have it, a few of our favorite things and courses. Gift them to your friend, or heck, gift them to yourself.
Yep.
We really hope that you found this helpful and that you have a restful holiday season. Thanks for listening. Make sure to check out our website at www.shefoundhealth.ca and to sign up for our community for weekly bump blasts. Make sure to check us out on Instagram or Facebook at she.found.motherhood and head on over to your favorite podcast app and leave a review and a 5-star rating. If you enjoyed this podcast, take a pic of yourself listening to it and share it on social. Make sure to tag us on it so we know to keep making them.